So, so that's why I'm joining the training. So maybe at the end of the training, I'll be able to make up my
Okay.
mind.
Sorry, you say you've got, what did you say you've got? Because I think I missed that.
I've got little kids
Oh,
at home, so it's not easy to juggle the
yeah,
kids with the
I
full-time
totally
nursing.
understand.
That's
Okay,
why. So
fantastic.
that's why I'm joining just to
Oh,
see,
yeah,
to try new thing. Yeah, so that's why I'm
fantastic.
here.
Yeah, and you have made the right move, so you've done the right thing. Okay, Fike.
Hello, good evening. I'm Fike. I work in AAU, which is adult assessment, really very acute. I'm joining the session because I don't like bedside nursing. I don't enjoy it at all.
Okay.
So I'm just looking for other things I might enjoy.
Okay, that's fantastic. You've also made a good choice. And also, if I may ask both of you, do you reside in the UK? Okay, fantastic. Because
Yes.
this is open at the moment for UK nurses, But of course, we have people that are coming in from abroad who are already working here, so it's open to them as well. But if people are still abroad, yeah, they are happy to, it's okay for them to come along and listen to the information. Hopefully, maybe when they come to the UK, they may want to come along. So, yeah. So I want to appreciate you for coming. So thank you. Now, before we continue, you've introduced yourself. I would also like to introduce myself. I'm Coach Olanike Bejide. I call myself a coach on a platform like this because at my spare time, I'm a professional coach and I help people to discover themselves. I help people, I empower people. So I'm an empowerment coach and I create awareness. I do a lot of things, sit people down like on a one-on-one or in group to hear about their story. There are some people that probably they don't know what they should be doing or they don't have a vision or they have a vision, they don't know how to, manifest it or execute it or work with it or run with it. I also listen to their story and I assist them as much as, I can. And I'm recording, testimony as well. So with that understanding, as a nurse, I've seen so much on the world. I've worked on the world before. I've worked in the community. I used to be a district nurse, and I trained here in the UK. So as a student, as a qualified nurse, I've seen so much, and it has always been on my mind to, be able to enlighten my fellow nurses, to empower people, and especially when I got this, when I became a nurse assessor, I saw so many other opportunities that majority of nurses in the UK are not aware of. Of course, we have nurses that maybe they work in the office. For example, when I was a district nurse, I work I have laptop in such a way that I can check my router and all of that on my laptop while I'm still in my house because I use the laptop remotely. When I visit patients, I use it in patient's house and all that to quickly update my caseload and all that. But still it's not the same because I was still on the road. I was still driving from pillar to post wherever the patients are. And at times when I have emergency, I will still go. And I'm not saying all this to downrate nursing. I love being a nurse. I love my job, but the essence of this awareness is to reach out to nurses who have had enough that want something flexible. So instead of throwing in the towel or feeling lost or feeling tired or feeling stressed, overwhelmed, I want them to see another side of nursing, that nursing is not only on the hospital or in the hospital ward. Nursing is not only running from pillar to post. You can still do your nursing while you are in your own home. So this is the essence of this. And I'm able to do this because I'm an independent coach. And I just look at how to pass this across. That's why I'm creating a platform like this. So this is part of what I do. And also currently, as a coach, I do my mastermind as well. Currently, I'm running a 10-week mastermind where I, empower people and I help people to be positively transformed. So this started in August and is still ongoing. And the essence of this is just like what I've mentioned earlier on. I enlighten people, I take them step by step, with different information, asking for their story, their journey, and all that, and trying to like signpost them or, counsel them, coach them, and people are also recording testimonies. So anyone that wants to come along, it doesn't matter even if you're already working, but you know that there is more to you than what you are currently doing, that you know that you are bigger than this. I'm your coach. Okay, so I move on from there. Also, at my spare time, I have a platform, a global platform that currently runs in 7 countries. So we meet every Sunday. It's Come Up Higher to Greater Level platform. So on this platform, we gather every Sunday, we pray and we empower ourselves. And I think 3 of the countries that join, we now have 2 of the countries rather that join, including UK, because I started it here in the UK as the base. So the same, like a replica of what I'm doing currently in the UK is now being done in those other countries. So just to also let you know that this is what I do as a nurse at my spare time. And I'm able to do all this because I have spare time. Okay. So coming on, like I mentioned, next week, by God's grace, we're going to be having the main training, the real training, because this session is supposed to be information session. So we're going to be having the main training next week. If you're happy to come along, please join us. And the training is going to last for 2.5 hours. And you will be learning all you need to know about CHC beyond this brief information session. And you'll be able to start your application for CHC job. I'll give you the necessary link. I will, signpost you, guide you and all that. And if you need help, to fill your form, because I know most nurses are very busy. After you've learned all the information, necessary information that you need to know, you also have a starter pack, like handouts that you can always refer to, to learn more or read through when you are applying for job or when you are called for interviews, also your go-to. And when you are ready to apply, you can start your application the same day after the training. When you're ready to apply, if you need me to sit down with you online, side by side, you share your screen or I share my screen, we fill your form, or you need advice, that will attract extra £50. And in addition to the extra £50, when you get interview, and it's easy to get interview, they interview people every day. There are, short staff in this side of nursing. So when you are called for interview, if you need me to interview you before you go for your interview, I will be happy to do that. So that comes with the extra £50, so to help you fill your form, sit down with you side by side, and then interview you, give you interview question. Of course, interview question is going to come with a package for the training. But if you want me to like interview you, like you are ready in front of your interviewers, yeah, I do that as well. So that will be extra £50. But the cost for the main training is £150. And this training is going to be 2.5 hours. It's coming. We're starting next week with another, group. So 2.5 hours. And we're going to learn everything from A to Z. And what I've done in this training is to compress the national framework, which is about almost 300 pages, compress it to get, into a short form based on what you actually need, to be a nurse assessor or to go for interview and pass. But if you want extra support to boost your confidence, because even though this is also an aspect of nursing, is not where you have worked before, so you need to know how to speak the language. So if you want interview, before you go for your interview, I will do that with you based on all the questions that will come with your starter pack. And I'll help you fill your form, so that you are full of confidence, as if you're already working with them. So that is what is coming. And what comes with this training as well is interview questions, what to expect at the interview, how to assess interview, and then where to apply, your cover letter, your brushing up your CV as well, and everything that you need to make you ready for a CHC job. Okay, so that's that. So this is coming up next week. Now, what is the objective of this training? The objective of this training is to create awareness of many other great opportunities in nursing and in healthcare profession that is beyond the physical contact with patients, that is beyond the hands-on, clinical activity that we do maybe on the ward or in the community. That is beyond you going or waking up very early in the morning. I remember when I used to work on the ward. I mean, I wake up 5 o'clock because of where I was working, and still I'll be late, maybe 1 minute late, and that's going to be a problem, So I don't usually get enough sleep, But of course, I thank God, because for us to get to this level, you must go through that, you must start from there. So that's where everyone starts from, and I don't complain. But of course, whenever anyone feels they've had enough or they need help, they want to be able to still use their nursing certificate from the comfort of their home. Yeah, that's the essence of this training. Now, the next objective is to encourage my fellow nurses and other healthcare professionals not to quit their valuable and worthy profession. I mean, if you think about the training that we go through as students, when we're student nurse, is so much that you don't want to now decide one day, because of all the stress, and throw in the towel and now running after some other online jobs like pure water job that's, we make somebody to forget about their nursing. I still want the nurses, to be able to use their certificates and still do online job, and doing online job will also give you more time to do many other things that you wouldn't have been able to do if you had continued in stress or stressing yourself. And then another objective, behind this training is to make life easy for professionals who desire to go flexible in their role. Okay. So now, before we continue, there is something I always want my fellow nurses to know, and that is what's the stage at which they are currently operating as a nurse, and the need for them to step up or to move up the ladder, as nurses. For example, health profession is like a project. And this project started with the Department of Health. I believe you must have heard of project that, okay, we want to do a program. Okay, let's say maybe you have an organization, you have something that you want to produce. So that's like a project. So how do you get this thing to finished product, or to grassroots, or to people that will need the final product of that you desire to produce, So the same way, health care sector is like that. It's a project. And it started, it's like an inspiration, it's like an idea in the head of the Department of Health. And then the Department of Health thought about, okay, how do we get this thing working? How can we bring about healthcare? Then the Department of Health, brainstorm with the commissioners. Now, if you look at this graph or this organogram or this organizational structure, you will see the Department of Health at the top. You will see the NHS England, they're working together. You see the public health, they're working together. What do? They do a survey to know what is going on, maybe during pandemic, or generally, what is the concern of people, where do they need help, health facilities, or where all of that. Now, they are working together like that. Who can make this thing happen? They look for commissioners, people that they can commission this thing to, to look for how to now allocate resources, or how to look for people that will be in need of all these services. So you see you see commissioning support unit, you see clinical commissioning group, you see the health watch, you see the local authority. And of course, when you look on this side, you see the other aspects. This is organizational structure of how nursing came about. So you see the monitoring, regulation, and all of that, training, development, and all of that. Now look at where nurses sit. So these commissioners, they went to hire the healthcare services. And healthcare services comprises of the secondary, the community, the mental health, the rehabilitation, the local public, and all of that. And when you're talking of secondary care, you are talking about the hospitals, because when you're talking about the primary care, you're talking about the local community where you have the GP and you have maybe the district nurses and all of that, as in the community. I mean, people that patients or clients can easily approach before their case is escalated to the national level, which that's where you have the hospital and all of that. So they now commission the project through this, Department of Health, and then move to the secondary level. Now, if you look at that, you will see that nurses are always on that, secondary level. That's where they stay and stay there for, I don't know for how long, and then they drop out maybe when they've had enough. But this awareness, this call that I'm making to other nurses is to step up from that middle ladder and move up to the commissioning level, because CHC is continuing healthcare, okay, is at the commission level, you understand, working with the clinical commissioning group, so they are working alongside the Department of Health. So it's a senior role in short. So just to let you see that being a nurse, maybe on the ward or in the community, is not the end of nursing. You can still be a nurse and be among the people that are really making the decision, that are commissioning this care that we are all going to the hospital to do. You understand? So the call or the awareness I'm creating is for you to step up the ladder of nursing. Nursing is not only in the hospital. Yes, we need nurses in the hospital, and I will forever support all nurses in every sector to continue to do the great work, because, people of the community, people of the nation, we need our help to get to get going, and we need help in the hospital and all of that. But any nurse that says they've had enough, they're tired, and they don't want to throw away their certificates, then this coming up ladder is available for them. Okay. Now, another reason why I'm creating this awareness is the fact that I notice, that something that is called compassionate fatigue is beginning to creep in on some nurses. That's when they are so tired, maybe they don't get to work early, maybe they are beginning to make mistake, because it's like they've had enough and they don't know a way out. The only way they know is to go to the hospital to work, or to join the agency, to work from pillar to post, or to, be in the community and work, until their health begins to deteriorate. And when somebody is not feeling good in themselves, they cannot give their best. So you begin to see a nurse who's supposed to, uphold the 6 C's of nursing, such as compassion, care, competence, communication, courage, commitment. You see them not able to meet, this expectation, and then they will be at risk. So in order for them not to get to this level, the moment they are feeling tired, or they felt no, hospital is no longer for them, they just need a way out, or working with agency and running from lab to post to do hands-on work is no longer for them, they just need something, they need a change. This is the right route for them, and they will still be able to use their certificates. Now, another reason why I'm creating this awareness is I noticed that, over the past 12 months, more than 34,000 nurses left their role within the NHS. And this increased the percentage of people that are leaving from previous years by 25%. So you will know that every now and then, nurses are throwing in the towel. Not because they have another job somewhere, where they can continue, to use their nursing certificate, but because they just thought they can't kill themselves, they just have to do something. Then what do you think? Some will venture into business. Some will go and be doing, odd jobs. Like, you can qualify whatever they are doing like a pure water job, because the satisfaction will not be there, because they are not doing what they really love to be doing. But for that to be eradicated, and creating this awareness that every nurse that think they just need flexibility, whether because they are stressed, or whether because they have young ones, or whether because they felt they just, want to be able to do something from home, hope is not lost. It's not over. They can come and do this CHC job. So that's why I'm creating the awareness. And also, when you look at this graph, you will see, look, you will see that, let me move this up. You will see that in 2022, that was just last year, look at where the graph is standing, 6,000. That's increase in the number of nurses leaving their role, leaving their profession, moving away from the NHS. Why? Because they've had enough. And this was, information from the King Fund. So I believe King Fund cannot lie. That's where I got it from. Okay. Now, moving on from there, why are the NHS staff nurses, why are they leaving their role? Based on my research, I found that some, they left because it was time for them to retire. But even when somebody feels it's time for them to retire, they can still do some things. Even when at retirement, they can still use their certificate to work from within their home. Retirement is not the end of life. Another thing is because of personal circumstance. We don't know people's circumstance. Maybe they have problem. Maybe they are tired, they were making mistake, and then they began to have problem at work and all of that. Or it might be family, circumstance. Maybe they have been away from their family and things are not going the way they want, and they just feel, well, I don't think this nurse is for me, But they don't know that they can still stay with their family in their home and still use their certificate. Then another thing, it might be too much pressure. You understand? And this is even the most common reasons why people are leaving the NHS. But each time I see this, it saddens my heart that I wish I can do something about it, to ensure that people that have labored over the years, don't just throw away their honorable profession, that they can still use that, certificate and earn good money from their home. Another reason why people are leaving, I remember during the pandemic that affected the whole world, majority left nursing. I don't blame them because it was a matter of life and death. And many other reasons that we cannot be talking about on this platform. Now, why this training session, like I mentioned, is to create awareness, of hidden riches in nursing and all other, and to also enlighten all other healthcare professionals. Now, that is why I brought about this, adverts or information that I was using to invite people. Now it's time for us to start dreaming about, oh, I wish I can work from home. I wish, I can also still be able to use my nursing. Now there is light after the tunnel. So this is the time to start doing something and stop dreaming. So I will encourage you to come and join the CHC Nurse Assessor team. Now, what is this CHC that we're talking about? It is a continued healthcare role. It is not a PPI or PIP job. That is personal independent payments. That's, is within the Department of Work and Pension. So NHS Continued Healthcare is a package of care that is provided by the National Health Service. Remember I told you that is like a project, that was put in place by the Department of Health. And then it left the Department of Health zone, moved, to the NHS England, moved to Public Health England, and then come down, to healthcare services. And then everything was commissioned, it's got to the level of the commissioners, level of the clinical commissioners, which is where I work right now. And that's where I'm inviting you to come and work so that you can work from home. So that instead of you being in the front line, you will be controlling what is happening in the front line from your home. So NHS Continued Healthcare is a package of care that is provided by the National Service in the UK. It is free of charge to people with complex and ongoing healthcare needs. It funds the cost of the healthcare services, equipment, and support that is needed to manage the health condition of people with complex and primary health needs. Now you can see they make the package. The people that will make that package of care to work, to reach people at the grass level, they are the nurses. So I'm calling on the nurses who have had enough to come to the upper level and also begin to make decisions from their house and allow others to do the job, in the front line. Now, the NHS is experiencing staff shortage in this professional role. That's in this, commissioning role. And that's why I'm also creating this awareness as an independent coach. Now, what are the benefits that you get for working as NHS CHC assessor? You will start from band 6. Let's say you have been a band 5 on the world. The start level when you become a CHC nurse assessor is band 6. You will work from the comfort of your home with ease. You will save on traveling expenses. You will learn about opportunity to make more money. How do you make more money as a CHC assessor? Once you have worked 1 year, because it takes about a year for you to, when you get onto the job, because there are so many branches to it, just like when you're working in the hospital, you work in stroke department, maybe AAU, you work in adult session, you work in, different respiratory and all of that. So it's something like that. But of course, what you are coming to be working with as a CHC is what you have already known while you were studying as a nurse, whether you have been working on the ward or you have been working in the community as a district nurse or as health visitor or as mental health, everything that you need to kickstart this role, you already have it. But of course, you need to know how to speak the language. You need to know how they are now applying it. That is the essence of this training. And when you get the job, on top of this foundational training that you're going to be getting through this level, they will still train you, but you need to show them that you have an idea of what they do. That's why this training is coming your way right now. So that you understand it, you have the language, such that when you get interview, because when you apply, you will be invited for interview because they are looking for nurses, minimum of band 5 level. So when you apply, they will call you for interview. But you don't want to go there and be speaking another language. You want to be able to speak the language they want to hear from you, because you are not the only one that is going there for interview, even though they are desperately in need of nurses, So you will learn about the opportunity to make money. The opportunity comes, the moment is 1 year, you can apply for bank, you can do extra, or you can join the agency and still work from your home. And when you do agency, there are different caseload. For example, I think the major caseload in CHC is called DST, Decision Support 2. So that's when you do one care package just for one patient. When you're working with agency, it's £350. So you may decide to say, okay, I'm going to do 3 DST in 1 day. You know how much that is in 1 day. So there is still money here. The fact that you're going to be working 9 to 5 from home does not mean you'll be losing money, And then you have opportunity to be with your family, especially to be there for your children. You can do your babysitting. In fact, you will save on babysitter because your children will be home with you. And another thing that I love about this job is they are very, very supportive. They know you are home. They know you have other commitment, other responsibility in your home. They don't worry you. All they do is you have your caseload. You know when to submit it. You can spread your time throughout the day as you like. Nobody's on your case. But once you are trained, you know what to do your job. You can say, oh, sorry, I want to make a cup of tea. In fact, you can have a meeting and say, please, let's have a recess or something. Let's go and make up. So it's quite, you even feel like you are doing conference. It's very, very, it's sweet. I'm loving it. So, that's why I feel so worried or concerned when I'm doing it and I see other nurses. I was speaking to a friend today. She said that she was working, she came from night and all of that. When I started talking about this, she said she's coming to join me, but she can't join right now because she's gone for another night shift. I don't blame her. I've also done 3 years or almost 4 years night shift in the past. So I totally understand when you need the money, when you don't know what else exists, that's what you will do. But today she's getting to know about it for the first time, So another opportunity is you join the bank, you join the agencies, you get more money, So who are the people that can apply, to this role? General nurse, registered learning disability nurse, community nurse, theater nurse, midwife, mental health nurse, district nurse, pharmacist, physiotherapist, occupational therapist, health visitor, social worker. I work with social worker almost every day. Of course, they have their own aspects of what they are looking for, where they come in when we meet together. But nurse assessor and social worker, they form MDT at every meeting whenever they come for meeting like that. So the two of us, it doesn't matter who else is there with us in the meeting, we are the MDT. And of course, the nurse assessor is the coordinator, is the one in charge, is the one that can put them in check, that can control the meeting, that can decide to say, we are stopping this meeting now, you know, that kind of a thing. And as you are doing the meeting, you are typing. So it's very sweet. You can go to your kitchen, cook, put your food on the stove, you are working. Of course, I'm not like encouraging laxity or irresponsibility, but I'm telling you that it's quite flexible, you know. So if you fall into this category, you can apply. So if you desire to find out more, like I mentioned, I'm having a training next week, 2.5 hours training. The training is £150. Extra support. For example, I know that most nurses are very busy. I remember before I applied for this job as well, I also went for training. And I did not start applying until after 4 months because I can't be bothered, because I was busy at work, such that when I come back home, I don't have time to be looking at or applying somewhere. So if I knew, I would have asked for help, extra help, for somebody to be on my case, you know, like somebody that will like, accountability kind of a thing, who will ensure that I apply on time. So I would have been working even before I got the job, you understand? But because I left it for another 4 months and then by the time I was ready to now apply after the 4 months, it was like, I don't want to do this job again. As in, I was tired. I had enough, you know. But so this is why I'm encouraging other people that don't wait until you people had enough. If you know that this is what you want, come along. If you don't have the time to, you know, fill your application, we can sit down together. You will still be doing it because you need to do it because you are a nurse. You are going there to show that you can do this. So, but of course, you will have the encouragement. And then when it's time for you to go for, you know, the interview, you have a go-to to sit you down, ask you questions, to make you think out of the box, to make you know what to expect, because the questions I'm going to be throwing at you, or the interview questions, they are very simple questions, to be honest, but they are the things you will expect, because they ask the same question. Of course, they will, you know, bring it in diverse ways. So if you are interested, you are welcome to come along to the next week meeting. So like I mentioned again, all you will be learning at the training is everything you need to know about CHC in preparation for your job interview, information about how and where to apply, how to access your interview question and how to answer it, you know, access to CHC cover letter template, that you will prepare your own template, your cover letter that is unique to you based on your experience, access to starter pack. When you get the job, you get a starter pack, such that even if you don't have a supervisor or a mentor, you have something to start to work with. But of course, they will always give you, you know, a mentor, and they don't rush you, because you'll be dealing with, you know, documentation. So they will not rush you until you are ready to do it, and they'll be allowing you to shadow others. People will shadow you. If they feel that you are not ready, they won't say, I don't come again. They are very good and they are looking for people. And then another thing is, you become a lifetime member of my CHC WhatsApp platform. And the essence of that is you will be in the right group where you can ask questions. Maybe when you start working, there are questions that you feel maybe they are silly questions. You don't want to ask anybody at work, or you don't want to like be opening up to people so that they don't think you don't know, you have been here for some time or something. You know, it's a platform where you can ask questions. You can be free, and people will tell you what you need to know, good advice. So this is what this is all about. And then, like I mentioned, extra support in filling your application form, preparing you for your interview. So, and then, like I mentioned, the standard training is £150. Extra support is £50. So to enroll for the training and to come along. Sorry, I didn't change this date. This was from last week, so it's next week on the 12th. I got some information, maybe it's from one of you, that they love to come to this training. That's why I decided, okay, let's do this one more information session, and then we go in, because I've been having some, participants as well that is coming along for next week's training. And I'm encouraging people to also take advantage of it, because people are beginning to know about it. Not many nurses know about it, but people are beginning to know about it, so that you be the first to go ahead and apply for your job and start working, and then begin to tell people about your testimony as well, for as many that would like to come along, before it becomes so competitive that it will now be hard to come. So if you are ready, I can send in my bank details for you to send your payment, and send me the confirmation of your payment. I will send the details into this chat. Then send me a confirmation of your payments, and then I will add it to the list for next week training. Okay. So, do you have any question? Any question?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're saying now the training is on the 12th of which is 12th of this month, which is next
week. Yeah.
Next week. Oh, okay. So around the same time, or?
Yeah, around the same time. And the reason why I'm doing it at this time is because most nurses, especially those that are working in the community or in the hospital, they will have gone to work and they'll come back in the evening, So that's why I thought, yeah.
What about those that might be on night duty? I just want to know, because today is Thursday. If 12 is next Thursday, some of us might be at work as well. So what's going to?
Yeah, I also plan to be flexible, so to say. I may do for some around this time next week. If there are others who want maybe at another time, I can arrange for them maybe on weekend. Or for example, I told you I work 9 to 5 as a CHC nurse assessor. So anything from after my work, yes, I also do other activities around it. But of course, after my work, I can look at your availability and probably see how to work around it as well. So yeah, no problem.
Oh, okay. All right then. Because I'm just asking, because if someone pays and unable to join, so that's just my question. So you say send your payment details, your bank details,
I'm gonna put it on this line now.
and your what do you call it? And your, is it WhatsApp number, or how do we get
yes, my WhatsApp number. I will put it now. So no.
Okay. Thank you.
And you are welcome to also, tell other nurses. Because not many people know about it, and I can only reach as much as I can. I can't read the whole UK, but people, I believe people we tell others, and when they get the job, they will also share their testimony that, wow, how they wish they have known about this long time ago.
I've heard about it before, about 2 years ago, but it's just reluctant.
Yeah, I think everybody actually have the same reaction, because before I went to do my own training, I've heard about it for like 4 years. But I used to say, I don't have time or something like that, until I thought, I better look for somewhere to run. So let me just send my bank details. Yeah. Vika, do you have any question? Vika?
Sorry, I'm here.
No, oh, sorry. Do you have any question?
I don't have any questions. Thank you very much for this.
So are you coming along next week?
I'm still thinking about it.
Okay. No problem. No problem. So I'm just gonna send soft code. And another thing that I'm advising people about is, after this information session, for them to just do something, because it's really not about the money, it's about improving oneself or thinking ahead, because the moment, this is now well known, it will be flooded, that it will now become competitive. But at the moment, they are really, really desperate looking for nurses, Yeah. And another thing about it is when you are working 9 to 5, you can still do some agency, because I know that most people, they do agency maybe Monday to Friday, a lot of money and all of that. But this is more or less like investing into the future in such a way that when you balance yourself, you know that yes, and you'll be able to do other things. I run a company of my own. I run a platform, like I mentioned, the prayer and empowerment platform. I'm doing this. And, there are still other things in the pipeline. Why? Because I have extra time, and you can still do agency maybe on weekend. For example, if you are doing 9 to 5, you are not able to maybe go and do agency in the evening because you need to come back and sit down as if you're in the office the next day. You can't be engaging patients or clients or social worker and you are sleeping, so you have to think about that as well. But of course, weekend is there to do agency, do extra things, and the rest of the day is also there if you want to do other job after. For example, I'm a project coordinator, as well, in another realm, and that's more or less like a side job, things like, at my spare time. So you can see that. So there are so many things you can still do and you're still working. Of course, you have to make sure that this one that you're doing as well, you master it, you are doing well, you will enjoy it. You are just sitting down, you create an office for yourself, and they will give you 2 computers. You have a desktop, you have a laptop, you have headphone, you have work phone, you have bag, you have everything, like it's a proper office setup, and you are working from your home. In fact, at times you forget that you are even at home because you'll be so carried away, and it's quite interesting. And another thing is the caseload you get from there is not like you are working like PPI or PIP rather, for Department of Work and Pension, so yeah. I'm giving you more information so that you can also consider all of that, but it's up to you. Whenever you are ready, we are here. So let me just finish this. Yep. Sorry, I'm trying to type the account number, that's why. If I knew about this job long time ago, honestly, it would have been a long time. But even when I knew about it, I didn't yield. I was still thinking about it for 4 years. Yeah. Yeah, we thank God. Okay. I'm just trying to confirm. So. Okay, that's it. My number is there. Oh yeah, can I have your number as well? Okay, you register, isn't it? Yeah, I think I should have your number. Yes. Tina, are you there?
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. You of course you registered to come on, isn't it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Yes. So I should have your number.
Yes.
I can reach out. Okay. And I still have a Fike's number as well. Anyone that registers to come on, definitely I will have your number, such that whenever there's training, I will announce it and you can get the information. So that's my details. I look forward to seeing you next week by God's grace. And you can also tell others, to reach out to me for maybe information session, or if they feel they want to come along for the training straight on, yeah, they need to pay, because it's only people that pay that will be able to attend the training, because others are doing sacrifice to come along to better themselves, to be more informed, and to go for this role. So I want to appreciate you for your time. We've come to the end of the training. Do you have any, of the information session? Do you have any other information before we call it a date? No idea.
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Fika, thank you for coming as well.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye.